The first time I fell in love, it was this big relationship. It was this big epic thing. It became my life. And I was with this person for 5.5 years. And it wasn't always easy, but the way that it's ended was when she called me up on the phone and she said that she wants to take a break. And, that's not my fault. And, that she wants to stay in touch. And what I didn't know right away, but I learned over time, is that she left me for somebody else. And it was a pretty cruel way to break up. I ended up in an awful place. I was depressed. All of my anxiety and panic attacks just went through the roof. I was angry, like over the top angry. I went into whole substance abuse thing. I couldn't sleep. I lost 10 kilos in the space of 1 week just from stress alone. I wish I could do that today, for a good cause. I was in a place where, worst of all, I lost all of my sense of self and confidence. I knew deep inside that I wanted to love, but I didn't know how to go about it. I felt miserable, scared, and alone. I didn't know what to do with myself. And it's a terrible place to be when you feel you've been betrayed, Even if it's something that happens on a smaller scale, when you're, when something, I feel like someone just kind of, screws me over at work, or something that happens with friends. It's such a tough place to be, because you got all of these emotions that are just pulling you in all sorts of different directions, and you're trying to understand why, and you're trying to make sense of it, and it's incredibly overwhelming. And I think that is the precise time where we want to be able to take charge of what's going on, to take back control of the situation. I have 3 ideas on what might help do exactly that. And the first thing I think is absolutely vital in this situation when you have been screwed over, is to honor yourself and your feelings. Too many times we just kind of want to rush past. People tell you gotta get on with life. That's tough. That's hard to do, because we know we gotta be able to do that. But how? The first thing we want to be able to do is to honor yourself, honor your feelings. When I say honor yourself, is to acknowledge that it's, in all likelihood, this isn't your fault. To honor the things that you have done well, things that you can be proud of. Times, maybe in this situation, or the times that have happened in the past, where you showed up at your best, whether with this person or in this situation, where you've done things that are in line with your values, with your way of life. Honor yourself, my friend, because you, deep inside, you know that you're a good person. You know that you deserve better, and honor your feelings. Don't shut them off, and don't discount them, no matter what anyone says. You just gotta move on, or people will say, forget about it, maybe it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. If people say it's nothing personal, it is personal. It's you. You're a person. If you feel that it affects you, it is personal. I think it's important to acknowledge that and to honor the way that you feel. That it's okay to say, yeah, I'm furious. Yes, I feel upset. I feel scared. I feel like betrayed. It's important to, I think, speak those words out to yourself and to work with your feelings. I know that's not the advice we would commonly get, but we gotta allow ourselves to feel that. Otherwise, we're just gonna stuff it, deep somewhere inside. It's just gonna come out and blow up later. Blow up, make you lose control or get angry or get frustrated, or let's just say as an example, if it's in relationship or in dating, it's going to come out in other situations just like that, on your other dates or in other relationships. So we got to be able to honor those feelings and to let them come out, in a healthy way. Sometimes it's like working with those feelings. Maybe it is going for a walk, because I like to do that, is going on a walk and allowing myself to feel this way. Talking to myself out loud and talking about it. This is why I feel. I feel furious. I feel angry. Why did this happen? Talking it out with yourself. Allowing yourself to feel like the full depth of it, right? We want to be able to get those feelings out. Not hold them in, not like suppress them, but let them out into the world. Let them go out from you. Another way to do it is to talk to people about it. Whether it's a friend, whether that's your coach, whether that's your workmate, whether that's your neighbor, whether that's just a stranger you've met somewhere, whether that's a psychologist. I don't know what that is for you, but finding people that you can share this with, not for the sake of getting advice, not for the sake of, but just for the sake of expressing what's true for you now. That's real. You gotta be able to let it come out, and to let it come out with other people. Because the more you talk about things, the more that you let them out, the more it's gonna feel like this is an event from the past. Because one of the reasons we get caught up in difficult emotions, I believe, is because it almost feels like it's happening now. Because we hold it close, because we never let it go. And that's a difficult place to be when we feel like it's going to happen now. It gets to us. And that's a very difficult thing to live with. I want to be able to start the process of letting it go. So that's the first thing. We want to be able to honor yourself, your feelings. The second thing is, I want to share with you, is it's important to start asking yourself and approach this situation that's happening. You got to be able to deal with the situation itself, right? We talked about your feelings, but also talk about the situation itself. And that is not coming from perspective of what is going to be right or what is wrong, or kind of the moral aspects of it, or whatever else that may be. But I want to ask, what is going to be the most helpful to me? What is going to make me feel better? What is going to serve me in terms of what I can do? Because that's a totally different perspective. We're not talking about what would be the right thing to do. We're not talking about, some kind of payback, or what would be the, way to get back at someone, or, we want to be able to go, what is going to make me feel better? What is going to be serving me? What is going to be supportive for me to feel better? And there's no one single answer. But that could be a kind of a daily check-in with yourself and saying, what's going to be helpful for me today? When these emotions come up, when you feel upset, when you feel frustrated, when you kind of feel torn, is saying, what is going to be supporting me? What is going to make me feel better? What is going to make, if you're upset or frustrated, what's going to make you feel better today? That's number 2. And number 3, This is a big one. Anytime you get screwed over, what I feel is vital, even if it's kind of everyday type of thing, maybe something that happened at work, it was someone wasn't nice, to like a bigger thing, like what I talked about, betrayal in a relationship is what can I do to stop it from happening again? And I remember this question, I used to think about it all the time, because I couldn't change the situation. This woman's left me, and she was out of my life, and made me feel incredibly miserable and upset. But I was like, there was a part of me that said, I don't want to ever have this happen again. How do I make sure that it doesn't? So I wanted to go, I thought, I'm going to meet a person, I'm going to fall in love. And it took me a while to get to that point where I was able to put it in those words. That's why, depending on you and where you're at in life, I mean, you might get an answer for this right away, or this might take some time for it, as it did for me. So, but the question I was asking is like, how do I stop this and prevent this from happening again? And for me, the answer was, I'm going to put everything in my power, not just to get into a relationship or meet someone that I like, but to meet like the person who is like perfect for me. Like the person where we're going to be like so right for each other. It's just going to be like my dream woman, and I'm going to be her dream man as well. What would that look like? And it was almost an alien, I thought, because I was never used to thinking of finding a dream person, But I thought that this would genuinely, for me, prevent it from happening. Because if this person if I'm going to set the bar high in terms of my expectations, that means I have to also rise to that as well. I have to give my absolute best to give to this person and make them come alive and make them feel safe and make them feel excited, So that's what I went on this path of, feeling in that way. And having met this person and now been married to her, I feel incredibly proud and content and also grateful for asking that question. Because that was a future-looking question. I was looking towards the future and making plans and thinking, how do I stop this from happening again? Even like I was powerless to change what has happened. A lot of the times that we are. But we can look towards the future. We can make plans. We can think about what's going to be right for you. These are the 3 things that I hope are going to serve you, my friend, and support you in moving forward. First of all, to honor yourself, to honor your feelings. Let them come out. Let yourself feel that when you're on your own. Maybe it's writing your thoughts in your diary, talking through things out loud, talking through things with a friend, or with a counselor, with a coach, with a stranger you've never met. Allowing your feelings to come out. The second thing is to ask yourself, whenever you have these negative feelings come up, is to ask, what is going to make me feel better? What is going to support me? What is going to serve me? What is going to help me to move forward? I think that is going to be incredibly helpful, because it allows you to make plans for this moment right now. It allows you to live in the moment. It allows you to move away from trying to, from all of this, what's right and what's wrong, and getting caught all over the emotions, and instead to go, what's going to be right for me? Because that's what it's all about, my friend. It's all about how you feel. It's all about where you want to go in life. And feeling good is a big part of that, isn't it? And number 3, which is going, if you do feel someone let you down, if you do feel like somebody has screwed you over, or even if you feel betrayed, is going, how do I stop this from happening again? How can I be maybe expressive with people? How can I make sure that I'm communicating at a greater level of whatever it is for you? What's gonna help you to feel like you're gonna prevent this situation from happening again to the best of your ability, right? None of us have any guarantees in life, but what can you do for yourself so that you can feel better? So that you can start, instead of looking towards things that have happened in the past, to look towards the future. All of those three things are going to help you to feel that this is an event that has already taken place. It's in the past, and you're moving on, my friend. You're moving on to the life that you truly deserve. My name is Joe Bakmotsky. I'm a proud life coach, host of this show, The Happy You, founder of Power to Be Happy, proud author of Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in the challenging world of today. And I'm here to remind you that you, my friend, you have this incredible power to be happy, to seek greater clarity in everything that you do, to show up at your best every single day so that you know you're enough, and to hold on to hope that no matter how crazy this world gets, that things can and do change for the better. Thank you for being here, my friend. I'll see you soon.